Hey guys, welcome back to another fly tying video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to tie a really simple, easy egg pattern. This pattern is awesome for the fall, for when the kings are spawning and the steelhead are eating their eggs, the brown trout are eating their eggs, or even the own salmon are eating their own eggs. So right now, I got a fly already tied up here just to show you guys a model of what we're going after. So without further ado, let's take this fly off, put another one on, and let's get cracking. Okay, so I'll give you the stats of the hook that I'm tying on. Right now I'm tying on a heavy wet size 10 hook, model 207. This is from JS Stockard. It's their own custom proprietary hook. It's their own brand hook. This hook is meant for nymphs and wet flies. It has a down eye, it's 2x strong, 1x short, as well as a sprout bend to it. It's tied in a size 10 like I mentioned. I got a silver bead on there. That bead head is the one that is below the 5/30 seconds, so I believe it's 3.8 millimeters, but essentially if you go online you'll be able to see what beads match up with what hooks. So for my thread, I'm going to be tying on UTC orange, burnt orange, 70 denier. So to start out this Eggstacy fly, I'm going to start by laying some of that UTC and that should probably be good. I like to do a couple loops in front of the bead just so it's not sliding as much, and that should be as much of UTC thread for the initial laydown as we need. So I'm going to snip off my excess and we can begin laying down our Eggstacy pattern. So this Eggstacy fly material, this I believe is in the peach color. Really any sort of colors that they sell, ranging from the salmon roe, peach, you got your burnt yellows, your oranges in there. But just really base it on what kind of eggs the fish are releasing during the times that you're fishing. So for me, I'm going to be fishing in the fall for this, and I'm going to be using the salmon color, peach color mainly, maybe some reds and pinks in there. So looking at this Eggstacy material, we can kind of see that the way that the material was made, that there's a direction to it. So the material is attached on essentially one string of yarn, and we can see that the actual egg stuff is kind of pointing in one direction. So we can see here, kind of looks like it's going from the right direction to the left direction. So we want to keep that in mind when we're wrapping it. So I'm gonna cut off a little bit of piece, maybe 2.5 lengths worth, and I'm gonna expose that thread in which the material is attached to. And the reason why I'm exposing the thread is so I can get a better tie down wrap when I go to tie down my fly. And we can see here I exposed a little bit. I'm gonna lay it down on top like so and do a couple loose wraps and then really cinch it down. So right now it's secured, and like I mentioned earlier, keeping in mind that one direction. And it's easy to do this with water. I'm not using any water right now, but just try to keep that same direction that the material is. You don't want to be winding against that, or else the fly, it's just not going to look that natural. And so with this, always try to keep your fingers trying to brush it back. You don't want to make wraps right on top of each other. You want to kind of space them out, so lay the wraps down right next to each other one by one. And as we're wrapping here, we're almost done. Just try to keep that same direction going from right to left. This will probably be my last wrap here. So I'm gonna make a couple securing wraps in front of the bead a few times, maybe do one more for good luck behind the material. So now I'm ready to snip off my material, the Eggstacy, and we can kind of form it into that egg shape and make a few more securing wraps and bring out the whip finish tool, and that's it really. We're gonna probably do 3-4 whip finishes, nothing super drastic. You know, you're gonna be losing these flies, so it's good to try to tie them as quickly as possible. I might have messed up on my whip finish there a little bit, but that's okay. Like I said, you're going to probably be losing a lot of these flies, and I got to tie a lot today. So as we can see, it's looking like that formed yellow-orange egg shape, and I'm just going to put a drop of some waspy head cement on here, not to try to touch any of the fibers of the Eggstacy material, but just to put it on the head of it in hopes that some cement will seep down in there. The reason why I don't really want it touching the fibers is because when the head cement dries, it actually looks a little funky, like the materials get stuck together, it starts to look white, and it, you know, it doesn't really look natural. So I'm really just putting it on the head of the bead and trying to get some of that head cement to soak in to my thread wraps of that UTC denier burnt orange. And right now we can see that we are done with the fly. Something super simple. You know, only takes a few minutes to tie. If I wasn't on camera, it'd probably take a lot faster to tie. But yeah, these are super great egg patterns for fishing king salmon, steelhead, brown trout, whatever. If the fish are biting eggs, they'll definitely bite a pattern like this. So I'm excited to see what you guys have in store for your egg patterns. As always, please feel free to leave a comment. Please feel free to leave a like, and if you really liked the video, you thought that you learned something, or you want to keep watching more videos, please don't forget to subscribe. This is my first video, but we're going to be making a lot more videos in the future to come. So with that being said, this is the Bayou's Buggers channel. I'm your host, Bayou, and thank you for watching me tie my Eggstacy fly pattern. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on the water. Peace.